is a test. Ready?
Barf.
Barf queef. All right, so this is Death in the Pit, the Prague Lamb of God case. All right. Intro music, slow. Okay.
Is there music?
Yeah. I'm gonna put slow, ominous, cinematic. Yeah. All right. Heavy metal shows are designed to feel dangerous, not because they are meant to kill, but because they are meant to let people flirt with chaos and walk away alive. That's important in this. On May 24th, 2010, inside a small concert venue in Prague, that balance collapsed. A teenager went to see his favorite band. A singer stepped onto a stage like he had hundreds of times before, but by the end of the night, one of them would be dead.
Spooky.
Wow.
I love how they write this like we don't know which one died. Was it the singer?
Coma and died like
Yeah.
didn't die that night.
Look at the camera, idiot.
All right. The other one would eventually sit in a foreign prison cell charged with manslaughter. This is a story of Daniel Nosek, Randy Blythe, and the Lamb of God concert that changed metal forever. Do you think it actually did change metal forever? People are
Daniel Nosek.
I
Is
never
that the
heard
goner?
about it till right now.
Yeah, that's
So
No
probably
way.
not.
You didn't hear about this till right now?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it didn't change
Well,
it.
you've been talking about it for weeks. I mean, I never heard it till right now.
Fire.
All right, so here's what happened.
Wait,
So
I mean,
basically, to understand what happened, Connor, to understand what happened in Prague, you first have to understand the culture of extreme metal.
New American metal.
Lamb of God is not a casual listening band. Their shows are loud, aggressive, physical experiences. The crowd doesn't just watch, it participates.
Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah, that was a great DVD. Did you guys watch that DVD?
Oh yeah, I remember when that came out.
He knows Philadelphia.
Right.
How old were you?
Yeah. How old
When
were you
was
when
that?
Philadelphia came out?
Yeah.
What year?
This is like 2006 or
2005?
7 or some
Yeah.
shit.
I was 3 or 4, yeah.
He knows about it. He knows
I know
about it.
I knows I was there.
I know what this was.
All right, so at their show, there are mosh pits, crowd surfing, sometimes stage diving. I mean, typical metal shows. We all know this. But these are not accidents. These are traditions governed by unwritten rules. All right? There's unwritten rules that pick someone up if they fall.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Everyone
That
knows
is a
that.
big one. Protect the weak. I don't know about that. Protect the weak. I guess
think
if they're small.
it's every man for himself, but you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose your own moral compass will.
Protect the weak.
Yeah, that's a weird.
Hey guys, this kid in the green shirt, he's a weak.
Well, I
He's
feel
like,
like if
protect him.
if there's a little guy in that.
That is kind of true.
Watch out for the little guy.
If there's like a young buck running around, or like some girl that's like, all right, let's not like mess them up.
Yeah.
And then, but above all, the pit belongs to everyone. That's kind of the point. Is for fans, the chaos feels controlled, but that control depends on one fragile thing: collective awareness. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, it depends who's under
Yeah.
any illicit substances.
Collective
True.
awareness.
But it is true, like when there's like stage diving or like crowd surfing, everyone's pointing, being like, "Hey, y'all, someone's coming!" Like like behind you, like so then you can kind of look up and be like, "Oh shit," and help the person crowd surf. Typically, it's like I feel like when you're at a concert, everyone kind of works as a team.
Yeah, you need ninja status awareness,
Yeah,
especially when the kids are flying off the stage onto other bodies.
yeah. So that's where the issues start. So that night in Prague, the venue was at the Abington Club, an industrial-style concert hall in Prague known for hosting heavy shows, and it was sold out and crowded. So when I looked at some back stuff about the show, Lamb of God usually has a lot of security. They don't play shows unless they have like a barricade. It's a certain size stage that they won't play unless it's big enough. And they said this show by itself was the only one on this tour that was like this, that it was a smaller club than they're used to playing. They had zero security at the club. So like during that show in particular on the tour, they said the band was bumping into each other, bumping into the crowd. It was like an old school, how we would see a smaller like indie show, but for Lamb of God, which is like, they don't want
all
that.
the stages we've seen.
Yeah, but like like they're big now, where they're like no one's running on stage at like a Lamb of God concert.
Yeah.
Like think about like that's kind of like that's
I think this
It was
still
it was a small club.
basically it's a club.
yeah. But they were saying on the I watched a couple pieces that said that they weren't they were very unhappy with it, even before, because they didn't know that someone passed away or died at their show.
They were so
just
unhappy that they killed somebody.
yeah, but they literally just didn't. They were mad at the show about the show after it happened, before even knowing there was a death, just because
Yeah.
all of the.
I think at this time they were still like festival stage status. They had like, reached that
Oh yeah, this is
headliner festival status. And what year was this? When was this? Like 10
2010. So 15 years ago. Yeah.
16. When in 2010?
I think March.
Okay.
Yeah, so March 24th, 2010.
Beginning of the fiscal year.
Yep. So let's see. So it was definitely a crowded show, and among the audience members was Daniel Nosek. He was only 19 years old. So that blows. Daniel wasn't new to metal. Friends and family later described him as a devoted fan, someone who understood concert etiquette, someone excited to be there. This was not reckless curiosity. This was his passion. So as Lamb of God took the stage, the room erupted, bodies pressed forward, the pit opened and closed like a living thing, and security stood between the crowd and the stage, already struggling to maintain order. So I think the security was like Lamb of God's personal kind of band people, because I watched some videos of it where there were so many people, they were also trying to like shove them off the stage, because there's like pedal boards everywhere, there's fucking they probably have wireless systems, but like it's just the venue was way too small to house a band like Lamb of God.
Yeah.
Which that's usually what happens with a lot of these, for these
yawns.
You got the yawns, bro. Shit, this is boring. If someone's dying, some 19-year-old kid's dying, it's boring, you dog.
You piece of shit.
Shit, dude.
Burn the priest.
But
that's a different story.
Yeah. So basically, as their set continued, the energy intensified, and according to witnesses, the crowd surged toward the stage multiple times. People were being lifted, pushed, sometimes involuntarily. People were stage diving the whole time, and there's videos of this kid running up and down on the stage, jumping off, sometimes landing on everyone. But you know how it goes, like sometimes if you don't get caught, you hit the ground. I feel
I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's rough.
So that's basically where the story begins. Is some witnesses say Daniel was pushed forward by the crowd. Others have claimed he attempted to climb onto the stage himself. So, but he did climb onto the stage. So, it's regardless on if people pushed him, like it did like climb on there, then jumped off himself. Mm-hmm. They do show sometimes Randy pushing, but it was kind of just like, like the bolt.
Normal singer stuff, kind of. It's normal. Any band would do it.
Yeah, anyone that's near you, you're not like, you don't expect to hurt somebody. It's just get out of my, my way, my area. So
theoretically, you do have a cushion of bodies for someone to land on. And like,
true.
On stage, you're right. Like pedal boards, things like that. It's a pretty common thing for.
I think the monitors are kind of a blockade.
True.
Tables,
yeah. Yeah, and especially when it's a sold out crowd, you figure if you're going to shove someone into the crowd, there's so many people in there. Yeah. He's gonna get caught. You know what I mean? Like some of our shows, maybe there's so many crowd stage dives, they're gonna hit the fucking ground.
They're gonna die.
You know what I mean?
So was that the catalyst when he jumped off the stage?
So
he, landed on his neck. Or something?
Yeah. So when he jumped off the stage, basically he got hurt. According to the prosecutors, Randy Blythe, the singer of Lamb of God, approached Daniel and pushed him back into the crowd, encouraging him to jump. So they don't know the exact, because there's so many people jumping on and off, but they said that it was kind of like a guided, like, hey, get out of here. But on that one,
because I've seen bands react that way when people are on stage for too long.
Yeah.
Here's what kids do: they get on stage, then they pull out their phones and they do a selfie video because they want to, film themselves on stage. But the bands are like, hey, you got like 3 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
You jump on stage, you jump the fuck off. That's kind of like the call.
Yeah, but I guess him putting his hands on him was a big deal, because that's, the guiding of the dude. So according to Randy Blythe, he believed Daniel was a security threat, someone who doesn't belong on stage, and he attempted to remove him without force, not realizing how unstable the situation was. And this is obviously, the Dimebag situation happened, but way before this. But especially some of these like someone's on stage for a little too long, it's like, what are you doing up here? Because during a show, you're singing, you're playing guitar, but you're walking around, you can kind of notice, like, is this motherfucker still on stage? Like, what are they like? What's going on? So that was kind of the situation. So They don't know the clear exact moment. There's no like smoking gun, but they do have basically, Daniel fell off the stage or jumped. The crowd did not catch him, and he dropped several feet onto the concrete floor. First of all, this happens all the time. Yeah. Like, how many people have we seen fall hard off a stage or like crowd surfing or whatever, like multiple times in a show?
Oh, yeah.
Like, so it just sucks where like this dude just fell the wrong way, but he didn't die instantly. He literally, like, the show continued, the venue was packed. It wasn't immediate how clear how serious the injury was. So security eventually removed Daniel from the crowd, and he was taken to the hospital with severe head trauma. So he was at the hospital, but he went into a coma, and then within a few days he was dead. So it wasn't but they didn't get into the hospital right away. But I guess there was nothing they could really do.
Did he just lay there? Did he just lay there all limp?
I know. I think that he was guided out. It was like a headache. Well, I think it was just, it was one of those where you get up, your bell is rung real tough, and you think you're kind of all right, but you don't realize how bad it is.
Yeah.
Like the head trauma on that.
God, dude.
So basically, there was 2 years. So Lamb of God had no idea this happened. This is a crazy thing. They go on, continue touring, and then book themselves 2 years later back in Prague, thinking like, all right, let's just we'll go back there. We'll go to a different venue this time, something a little bit bigger. So when they showed up into Prague, the lead singer, Randy Blythe, he was arrested when they entered the country because the cops were waiting for him to get there.
Oh. I didn't realize that detail of the story.
Yeah, so they basically knew that Lamb of God was going to cut through again, and the family was actually pretty cool about it. They were just wanted answers. They weren't trying to go after the singer and like a pay restitution, like you killed our kid. It's just like we need some kind of answers on this. So yeah, in June 2012, Randy Blythe landed at the Prague airport for another tour spot, and he never left the airport. The Czech police arrested him upon arrival, and he was charged with manslaughter, a crime that carried a potential prison sentence. So obviously the metal world is stunned. One of the biggest metal bands of the time. No, they're still big now, but this is 2012. Lamb of God was like one of the top metal bands. So you don't know how quickly this can just happen to any of these guys on tour. Turnstile to this day, look at all their tour video. People are running on and off the stage, jumping and diving. So, this could definitely happen to any band. So definitely people stop. For a minute too, there were a lot of venues stopped allowing crowd surfing, stage diving. It still happens. El Corazon has it written in giant letters all over the stage and sides. Big shows, kids still do it. It's at your own risk type shit. But this definitely changed some of the security behind that. So yeah, he went to a Czech prison where he would remain for over 5 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. So middle of tour, your band is not only are you not on tour anymore, your lead's what if one of us went to jail for 5 weeks? That's, dude, in a Czech prison. That's insane,
Mike's
dude.
gone.
Yeah,
He's not
Mike
coming back.
And you guys just have to go back home. You can't just wait. You know what I mean? I'm all right, later, y'all. Go back to America. I'm sitting here in the Czech Republic for 5 fucking weeks, dude. And he said it was really shit. Think it's not going to be great, but they hate, they're not big fans of Americans. Let's just say that. So it's a rock star that they think came to their country, killed a kid. That he didn't really. It wasn't really seen in a very positive light. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they headlined it as the connotation of a metal singer, a metal band.
Yep.
This evil entity of
destruction
art.
and
killed somebody.
hate.
And basically, they offered bail right away at first, but then
They said nope.
well, they refused it, and then they raised it, and they refused it again.
Well, they just didn't want to let him go.
They thought he was a flight risk because he would have just left and went back to America. And America and Czech Republic doesn't have a strong extradition shit. So if they came back, we're not going to send them back, an American citizen back to the Czech Republic. So he would have just been kind of good. So they didn't want him at all to get out until the trial happened. But finally, The case ignited an international debate. Could a singer be criminally responsible for a fan's death? Where does artistic performance end and legal liability begin? So metal fans argued that the crowd participation was voluntary. Critics argued performers set the tone and they must be accountable. So that was kind of the it's kind of the same thing as the Woodstock thing. It's like, the crowd is the ones that did it, but were they incited by the musicians?
Well, and I'm sure they argued, well, we didn't want to play that venue because we knew some shit like that would happen.
Yeah. And luckily for Randy, he was sober at the time, so he did say he remembered. He's like, there aren't a lot of shows I remember vividly, but I remember this show because of that. Everything about it wasn't really to the standards of the rest of the tour. So that one did stand out a little bit, and that night stood out of being really chaotic, but not more than that. It wasn't. So venue safety standards were also scrutinized. There was a lack of barriers, crowd controls, and enforcement. So basically, if there is blame, and it was just a tragic accident, but everyone did have a little bit of blame. Like, he did shove the dude, didn't mean for the dude to fall, but there is accidental death is a thing. The venue didn't have the correct barriers, security, any of that. So that's a huge deal. And then, he did jump off this. You do have to take some kind of accountability. No one expects that. That's like a fucking freak accident, but no one expects that to happen. But you really do have to think it could happen.
Now that I think about it, when I'm watching bands shows on YouTube and there's stage divers or kids running on stage, I reflect now. I've noticed a lot of people aren't touching the kid, aren't pushing or shoving or they might say go.
Oh, yeah.
They aren't doing the shoving.
Yeah, because you're right, because that is true. I feel like they
tap their shoulder and be like, yo.
Yeah, you got to get off the stage. Or security will run up and pulls them off. It's like, go, or I'm going to drag you off the side of the stage.
Yeah.
There's a lot less of the,
Yeah, in the 90s especially, have you seen the video where Kurt hits some guy in the head with this guitar because it was one of the bouncers, I think. And he just hits him in the head, and then he tries to throw Kurt off the stage, and
that's
Dave
crazy.
Jumps out from behind the kit, and he tries to try and fight him.
Yeah, because these people are on drugs. They're all drunk and fucked up, and this energy. They're they have people cheering them on to do dumb shit. I don't know.
Shit happens so fast at a show.
Kurt's done that a lot. If you can see videos of just fucking. Yeah, it's just he hits him with his guitar, and they just jump off a stage. It's weird.
I remember this time when it happened, when it was like a headline, Randy Blythe. Second of all, is it Blythe or Bly? How do you pronounce his last name?
I thought it was Blythe.
Such a weird last name.
Bly?
Because Blythe.
Yeah, what a weird name.
So I think it's Blythe.
I remember when it came out. I remember seeing it on Lamb Goat. They're like, Randy Blythe in jail in Czech Republic or whatever. And no one knew how long he was going to be in jail for. It turned out he was in jail for 5 weeks or some shit. It was like a day-to-day thing. Nobody knew how long he was.
Yeah, I remember that. I was watching on Metal Injection. It was
every
he's
week
still in jail.
Update, yep, he's still fucking in jail.
Yeah.
He's still there.
Their whole tour was canceled. 5 weeks for a big band like that. That's every big show's canceled. They have to redo all these shows. They have to and then
the crew, everybody's there.
Yeah.
It's all the things are fucking lined up.
It's crazy, man. So basically, he was just in jail. He was able to go back. They did let him out after the 5 weeks, but he said he wanted to go back for the trial, and a lot of people were saying what the hell are you doing? Don't go back, fuck it. But he was more I didn't do anything wrong, and I do want to prove to them it wasn't malice. This was literally an accident, and I don't feel like I did anything that was out of character, that would have done whatever. So he fought it. Basically, the trial began in 2013. Prosecutors presented eyewitnesses who claimed Blythe pushed Daniel. The defense emphasized the lack of clear evidence and the chaotic nature of live shows. Experts testified about mosh pits, crowd physics, and performer responsibility. The court reviewed footage grainy, inconclusive, and incomplete. So basically, how funny is that some dude's an expert that talks about mosh pits in court? Like I'm a Nick the
Forensic
mosh
mosh
pit.
pitter.
Yeah, I'm like a forensic mosh pit expert, and these are regular mosh pit moves, which makes sense though because there is obviously the wrong way to like do it. Like when I was in high school, I remember seeing Slayer. It was like Slayer, Mastodon. It was like an awesome show. And then this one dude, giant pits are everywhere erupting, and this guy is just headhunting and just knocking people out. And it was just like
Those guys suck.
and then he got destroyed. But it's that where people are like, that's not what this is. You don't just walk around angry punching people. Like there's
You can, but there are consequences. I've been in mosh pits like that. I saw the Melvins once, and there's this sweaty, buff, drunk dude with long hair, and he was just like, I would run away when I'd see him coming. He'd just fucking slam your shit.
yeah. So
It was frightening.
It's full suck.
yeah.
He looks evil. He's like, ah.
But yeah, so they basically all say it's just a chaotic environment, and ultimately the judge ruled that there was reasonable doubt. So Randy Blythe or Blythe, whatever, he was acquitted of all charges.
What the fuck his name is.
Whatever his name is, Singer Lamb guy, he was acquitted of all charges, right? So Randy walked a free man, but freedom didn't mean peace. He later spoke about the emotional toll, the guilt of knowing someone died at his show, and even if he wasn't legally responsible, like that still like stays with you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like there's that. I see like there's a baseball player that like some dad went to catch a ball and fell. Did you see that dude? And like he
that's a
died
sad
and like
story.
it's like imagine hitting that ball where you're just like, oh, like that. It's the same thing where like I didn't mean to do that, but someone died in that realm. So it's like the same thing with this. It's like some kid goes to your show, and like I mean that's just the reason Wes Borland quit Limp Bizkit. He said he wasn't really feeling it. He wasn't liking like everyone's just making fun of them like back in the day. And then it was like 2003 or 2004. It was a giant show and some girl got trampled to death, and he just quit the band because he was just like, I don't want to be a part of any of this shit, and like that just weighed on him. Like someone died at one of our shows.
Was that at Woodstock 99?
No, it was a
Because
different.
that also resulted in some deaths.
Yeah, that true, very true. So and he was also, I mean, just the toll of that as well as being in a Czech prison for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Like that's got to be crazy, bro. 5 weeks. I mean,
What did he see? What did he hear?
yeah, right.
What does he know?
What does he know?
So-
did something happen to him? He's not the
Yeah,
same.
then all that court stuff cost a bunch of money.
Oh,
I remember
dude.
How like those costs were adding up mad quick.
I bet because the band, like, you know what I mean, like they want to get their dude out, and they make a ton of money, but I mean, it's thousands and thousands of dollars. I wonder if the label helped out, like
Maybe possibly.
because they were on what Metal Blade or something. I think they were a Metal Blade band or one of those giant.
Century Media or Metal Blade.
I think it might be Century Media. Yeah. But yeah, I bet they kind of helped out because it's like, yo, one of our biggest acts is in jail. Like, we got to get
I
this
think the
fool
band
out.
was chipping in. I
Yeah.
remember reading one story and it stuck out to me because I'm always interested in knowing how much money bands make, and I could be wrong, and I probably am, but there was a number released upwards of like $250,000, and it was revealed that each member averaged about $250K a year from touring, merchandise, whatever, and they each had to pitch in, so I think they all basically lost like a year's worth of income. I'm not sure. I'm probably lying.
No, I mean,
Spreading false information.
here we go.
The 250 number.
Randy Blythe's court costs involved significant bail in the Czech Republic, around $400,000 for his manslaughter case.
Damn.
Attempts to claim damages for his time in custody, which,
$500,000
yeah, bro. So the legal fees aren't public. He paid a hefty bail and sought compensation for wrongful imprisonment, but they were just like, nope.
Oh,
Nah, dude. He sought over 15 million Czech crowns, which is approximately $750,000 for damages for his month-long imprisonment, but his claim was rejected by a Prague court in 2015.
too bad.
Damn, bro, $400K, dog.
Gotta try.
That's so much money
It's a lot of money.
to get someone, bro. That is
lot of
so
N's
much
right there.
money. What if it was a shitty band? I mean, what if it was a broke band, dog? That's
be
crazy. You'd be done. We'd be still in the Czech prison.
Let's hold off on Prague.
Bro, I did not know it was that much money. I thought it was gonna be like 20 grand. I did not read that. It's crazy.
Be careful.
Damn.
Make our Billy Corgan speech before every show.
No more moshing. Okay, this next song's called Zero.
Have a good time. From Chicago. Get over it.
So Lamb of God permanently changed how they handled crowd interaction for sure. I mean, cost them $500,000. Yeah.
Oh, I call a meeting, guys.
Attitude shift.
Many bands followed, obviously, but Daniel Nosek's family was left without closure, only loss. Obviously, no verdict to bring him back. So this wasn't a murder. It was a simple accident.
It was basically a freak accident.
Yep. The pit usually promises unity, but it demands awareness. And sometimes when the awareness slips, someone doesn't make it home. That's basically the whole story. So
Wow.
It's a little more fair than when they tried to blame Marilyn Manson for all
the Columbine stuff.
deaths.
Yeah.
That was crazy. It's like, and Ozzy too, for like some kid killing himself.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to blame him for the lyrics, and it's poetry, man.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. It's like, it just sucks that it was obvious. I mean, it still was ruled an accident, but I mean, that did change. Like, I didn't even think about that, because you're right. Like, I feel like there was definitely a lot more contact between bands and musicians, and now, or the fans, and now the fans are, it's literally like they got like a sexual harassment case. Now any pretty girl comes near them, they're just like, get away from me. Because anytime there's a fan near these guys, they're just like, do
the Keanu Reeves hands up.
Yeah, the hands around you but not touching you.
The anti-molest hand.
Yeah. But I played a show once where some kid died in Asbury Park, New Jersey. But
Next
there was
episode, Mike
Yeah,
Mazzoletti killed somebody.
I was on stage when it happened. The cops literally stopped our set because someone said he's in the band, and I remember they were like checking our hands to see if there was blood on our hands. And I was playing bass, just like this was crazy. I was like 20 years old, and they shut down the show, and then everyone was getting really rowdy because it was like a sold out show. So then they restarted the show, and then the crime or the coroner or whoever shows, the detectives showed up, and they were like, this is a fucking crime scene, shut this show down. So then they shut down the show again, but all of our gear was inside, so all the touring bands couldn't leave because all of our amps were inside. We couldn't take them out until they like did a whole scan of the venue.
How long did that take?
A couple hours, bro. Like, people from down the street brought us cookies and stuff, and there were some people that were in the neighborhood that were like, we were smoking with them and hanging out outside because they were like, they were really cool, but it was just, it was wild. But it was an act, and that was just a fist fight, and some kid literally just got punched in the face and his head on the ground. And it's like, how many times do people get in fist fights? Like,
Yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't happened more. Like, all the years of hardcore shows, basement shows, VFW halls.
I know, right?
People just slamming left and right.
And you do watch those old like 90s videos. When I see those VHS tapes, people are jumping off balconies, hanging off. Like, those kids went hard, dude. But I wonder how many of them did get fucked up, but it just wasn't a suing culture, I feel, or it just wasn't like a... I feel like we looked at it maybe differently back then. Like, it was your fault.
I forget what band it was, but there was a band that was out of commission for like 5 years because one of the singers got on top of like the big speakers and he fell and like fucking
Oh, the speaker.
pachinkoed down two sides of amps. He like broke a bunch of bones and he was like in physical therapy for years, and then he started playing again. But like
the
he
scaffolding,
fell.
he like hit the stage.
It was like a big PA and like the side of a wall, and he fell and just. It was like, whoa.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna die at an Attila concert in Portland, like a couple years ago.
Oh.
I was in the pit, and they were stage diving like left and right, and it was pretty rowdy. I had my camera with me, so I was like right in the front left in front of like the guitar player, and I like turned around for a second and like looked for a shot because kids were like crowd surfing and all this shit was happening.
Are you on stage?
No, I wasn't on stage. I was in the front row.
So you're
down
just
on the
getting
floor.
smashed.
Dude, if you're not looking up and paying attention, like you're going to get someone like on top of you. So I turned around for a second and I like tried to take a photo. Next thing you know, I just hear this like crunch in my neck. It just fucking the hardest hit on my head. And this like crunch, like and I was like, like, I was like stunned, like had that immediate thought of like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that was bad.
Dude, this is not good at all. And then I kind of like slowly kind of came out of it like, all right. I moved my neck like that. I was like, all right. This girl behind me goes like, are you okay? I was like, I think so.
Yeah,
I'm
Jesus.
like, matter of fact, my neck feels fucking better. That's the truth. I was like, whoa.
No, you're right. I am surprised more of that doesn't happen. Because even just like a gnarly, like a broken, like I broke my nose at a show, but like that's not like a gnarly bone.
Damn.
But like how many people?
Dude, yeah, I lost a tooth at a show.
See?
I have a fucking root canal. Some guy was in front of me. He was on mushrooms. I later found out. He fell. He like falls right in front of me. And then he gets up and just punches me in the face. Fucking his knuckle just hit my tooth.
No way.
I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I can feel it with my tongue. I was like, what the fuck? It's my fucking tooth.
Get out of
Run
here.
to the bathroom. I had this fucking tooth just like busted right off.
Oh.
I don't know how his knuckle just squared
cut
up
up.
perfectly with my tooth. Yeah, dude.
Wow.
His dumb ass fell in front of me.
Wow.
I was like, dude. I thought I pushed him.
Oh,
He like later apologized.
I got.
it's like, I'm sorry, it has your tooth
I still
sticking
paid
out
for
of your
my
knuckle.
damn root canal.
Damn, dog. No, my nose is just crooked. I was at it was Job for a Cowboy.
There you go.
And we were just moshing like an idiot, and some kid donkey kicked me right in the fucking face, dude. I literally just saw like it was like black,
Damn.
and my face was just wet but numb. And I looked down, I was just bleeding. And I bought a sweater. This Despised Icon was next. I was like, I'm not leaving. So I just stood in the back holding my face, and I went to
The next band's gonna be on.
yeah, no, they were great. But then I went to the hospital, and it was just like, they were like, well, it's just gonna suck. We can like. They could re-break it and do whatever, but I was like, they're like, it's not terrible. It's not like crushed. I just left it, and now it's just, I should have, like, it's just, I can't breathe right.
Oh,
It's just like fucking all fucked up, but I'll get it fixed at some
it's
point.
not as bad because I haven't been as many mosh pits, but that same Melvin's one, this little kid, like this little beanpole of a guy, he's really tiny. He was like an adult, but he like slapped me as hard as he could. I don't think he meant to, but he looked at me and went, he thought I was about to beat him up. But it was like, ow.
I will say, man, I used to be a little bit of a problem, like just as one of those kids just like swung super hard, like heavy, like, New York hardcore dancing. And now I went to a show, I'm like 39. I went to a show, bro, and I was getting pushed around. Like, I'm like, I don't weigh that much, dude. Like 20-year-old kids are just manhandling me in this pit. And I was on mushrooms and shit, and I couldn't catch my footing, and like it was so embarrassing. And I was just like, all right, dude, I am like such a little bit, like I could get hurt right now. Like I was just realizing that, like I don't think there's areas that like I don't know, man. Like I like going even close to bands, but when there's too many people, it's just I'm starting to get to that age where like I don't know, far away is more of my vibe now at shows.
Yeah, for sure.
The
know what
old
I mean?
man's leaning in the corner like,
Well, like the other, I don't know, was it a month ago we ended up at that Doom Fest?
Yep.
We were watching the bands pretty close in the funhouse room. Next thing you know, we're like in a
Oh
mosh
yeah,
pit.
that's what I mean. Out of nowhere, a mosh pit breaks out. I'm
Yeah.
trying to walk through it
All
back
these kids
out.
just started dancing around us. Next thing you know, we're like, oh fuck, dude. I
funny
did
how
not plan
fragile
on
the
this.
human
Yeah.
body is.
And that's what I had to like. You have to like get on guard. Like you have to be like ready for fucking.
Yeah, you have to
anything.
put
Yeah.
your bumpers up.
Oh, bro, I had my feet to the sides like this, like so not good, and I fall backwards, like the most not prepared.
Well,
Yeah.
I've had many more positive experiences in mosh pits than negative. And back in the day, in my younger days, I found that mosh pits were almost like a spiritual experience because I would go ham.
Yeah.
Whatever was happening, whatever band was playing, like it would just amp me up so hard. I would just go fucking ham. And I just trusted in the fucking universe that I wasn't going to get hurt.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
worked. Like, I have no idea how it happened.
Isn't that crazy that kids will do that for bands they don't even know?
There's fists, there's elbows, there's fucking everything's flying around.
You're like, this band's heavy. I don't know your music, but I feel it, and I'm just gonna go crazy, and I have no idea what you guys are.
Alcohol may have played a little role
Yeah.
in those days.
So you grew up out here. So you had the Pacific Northwest. I was the Northeast. You were Southern California, and you were the Midwest.
That was the Midwest.
Damn, boy.
So four complete different areas. When I was a kid, New York hardcore and like it was death metal or hardcore was like all of our scene. We had we didn't go to any big tours. It was just the local scene was like so good that it was just like if you went to see a big band. Sometimes people would like it's cool to go, but it was like you get made fun of, and then you'd show up, and then they're there. The people that made fun of you are also there.
Like, oh.
Well, I'm gonna go. It's Limp Bizkit, but like you're dumb for liking them too. You know what I mean? You're like, all right.
My first mosh pit, not my first concert, but the first mosh pit I got into was Bumper Shoot. I don't know what year. Maybe it was like 96 or 95. It was Presidents of the United States of America.
Wow.
She's lump. She's lump. She's lump. She's hit my head.
I love that's a
Believe it or not,
Millions
it was
of
a crazy
peaches,
fucking,
peaches
mosh
for
pit. I don't know
free.
why. They don't seem like they're a heavy band, but like seeing them live back in those days in the 90s, it was pretty fucking heavy.
That's so fun.
They make like kids music now.
Yeah.
What was your first mosh pit?
Oh,
What band? Do you remember?
probably when I started playing shows at like really sketch venues, and I would see other local bands that were a lot further ahead than I was.
Do you remember any other them in particular? That was like a local band just fucking killed when you were growing up.
So there was this one, we played in this skate park.
Dope.
It was indoor skate park. It was a loading dock of a Macy's that was turned into a skate park after this mall. But all the malls of fucking America are going away. But there's this band called, I don't remember, but they were notorious for like they were the band in St. Louis that would smash the fuck out of their gear after they would play. And someone was wearing our band shirt, and they threw the guitar into the audience. And the guy caught it and busted his face and started bleeding all over our shirt. And then they just destroyed the guitars. And I took one of their guitars home, and I think I ended up just throwing it away. But it was really fun because I had a video of it, but like I had to move out of the way because he just threw it into the audience, and it just busted on the floor, and splinters went everywhere. And oh, it was crazy. I actually used that drummer's drum kit one time. His snare was detuned and flat as a pancake. It was terrible, but they were gnarly. I think they were called like fucking like dump or something. Like garbage or like landfill, or it was some nasty name.
KB's been to some gnarly shows.
Yeah, what was your first pit?
First pit? I don't even know, to be honest.
Craziest. What was the craziest pit? You said?
Yeah, I did craziest.
Oh. I don't know. I'm trying to think. There was a festival I went to that was like Blink-182 and 30 Seconds to Mars and Bad Religion and all that stuff. And I was meeting someone there. And they got there hours before I did. And they were like way up in the front of this huge festival. And like I got to the point where, I was pushing my way through, and then you just can't push anymore. But there was still like a decent chunk of the whole festival to get to the very front. So I ended up just crowd surfing up. And like, they said that they were next to like the person dressed as the banana, so I knew like the direction to go to. So I was like surfing my way, like, no, push me that way. And then like I saw them, and I was like, yo, and then they like yanked me down, and then they pulled me down to where I landed on my phone and smashed my phone. So thankfully I found them. Otherwise,
Yeah, you've been
lost.
But anyway, Blink-182 right up front of that festival was so cool.
That's dope.
What year was this?
I think that was like 2010, 2009.
Nice.
Was this with Tom DeLonge or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was pre him leaving.
I don't know what the craziest mosh pit was, but I know Beastie Boys on the
Sick.
whatever the Intergalactic album. I can't think it came out in like '98. They played in the round at like the Seattle. I think it might have been the Coliseum back then.
Sick.
That was wild and crazy. Rage Against the Machine was pretty fucking crazy.
Whoa.
Well, the most dangerous one was the first time I saw Korn at the Moore Theater. Because the Moore Theater is half seats, and then there's a little bit of...
Oh, yeah.
So we were moshing on the seats, and people are trying to pull me up, and I'm like, no.
Oh, my God.
And then my buddy Colin that came back to where we were... I like laid back, because I was like, oh, dude, I need to fucking chill. This is actually dangerous. He came back, and he's like, my fucking rib is cracked, dude.
He's coughing up blood.
I remember his first show I went to was this band Skinless. And they were like a death metal band from Albany. They're so dope. And they actually had this it was like their video. They filmed the whole night. And at the end of the set, they all smashed their gear. And I took pieces of the guitar and like had it taped to my wall. And like so the video you can see. And I actually they had like their album from that night, and they like threw it into the crowd.
Oh
and
my
people were
gosh.
like snapping the album and throwing the pieces. And during the show, I see it, like the cover on the ground, and people are just stepping all over it. And I'm 15 years old, so I grab this thing, and I'm just like freaking out, and I hold on to it like the whole show. And then after the show, I have the whole band sign it. And two of the dudes were one of the guys was so cool, bro. He was like talking to me, and I was like, "We're Sherwood, the singer." I was so excited. He was so drunk, but he just went like this, like all over it. And he's like, "All right, dude, fucking get out of here." And I have it still like hung up in my room to this day, like
That's
just
cool.
the album of the fucking. But that was like, and I can see the video because it's like a home tape, and you can see, bro. But literally, you can see me. I'm wearing. Bro, I'm wearing like a Walmart like yellow shirt with a dragon on it, and I have like a Caesar blonde haircut. I look like a preppy nerd, bro. And that was like that was what got me really like. I always liked that music, but going to like that show live, that's what like turned me. But like
in the video,
yeah, oh yeah, you can see
sick.
not like a ton. But you could
play a clip right here.
Oh, I'll find my goofy ass in it, and it's so embarrassing, bro. Because it's like I look like everyone's wearing black. You know what I'm saying?
You're like
and I'm
a
wearing this
traffic
like
cone.
this yellow shirt with like this little red dragon. That was so dumb, dude.
Hell yeah.
I was just like my mom bought me. I don't know what I wear. Like my mom just gives me shit.
I saw Duck Duck Goose one time, and I bought one of their shirts, and it was white. And after the show, I came out and just had this one big foot.
Hell yeah, dude.
Someone pointed out there, dude, perfectly clean footprint on your body. It's like, oh shit, I got
kicked.
stepped on, I guess.
Hell yeah.
So anyway,
Well, shit, dude. Stay out of Prague. Stay out of jail.
oh yeah, Randy Blythe.
Is it Blythe or Blythe?
Be nice to others. Do
'Cause I
not
did hear
hurt
other
only
people say
those.
Bly in one thing, and then I hear people say Blythe.
That's what I heard Jamie Jostow say.
Much
on
obliged.
the Josta podcast.
He said Bly?
yeah, he calls it Bly.
Fuck, man. I might have fucked up that whole pod.
No, it's a pretty common one. I met that guy one time.
Jamie Josta?
No,
Randy Bly?
Yeah. Dude,
How?
I remember I was way back in the day. I was working at Subway sandwiches. I was a sandwich artist, and working night.
Get the fuck
Someone
out
calls
of
me
here.
the last minute. They're like, "Yo, dude, you want a Lamb of God ticket?" It was like Slipknot, Lamb of God playing at.
Get
Superdome.
out. He called Subway and said that?
No, it's one of my friends called me.
Oh.
Like, he said,
I thought Randy's calling Subway. Yeah, dude.
"That's crazy." No, it was one of my buddies who was like going to the show, but he like couldn't go last minute. Said he had a ticket. He's like, "You can have my ticket."
Dude.
And so I was like, "Oh, what the fuck, dude?" It was like, if I haul ass down there, maybe I'll see a band. So got the ticket, hauled ass to Tacoma, ran into the Tacoma Dome. Slipknot was just playing their last song, and they were closing out the show. So I was like, "Fuck this!" So I walked outside because I knew the Tacoma Dome spot. I met Surge at the Pledge of Allegiance tour when they played in 2001.
I went-
because I just walked around the fence. There was no security.
Crazy.
Where the buses are.
Crazy.
You just walk right in. And so I walked right in, and there was Randy like right there. So at least I got to meet him and have him sign my little ticket.
Oh, that's dope. That's cool. Who's the coolest guy you met? Rock-wise. Or like star, like, who, like to you? It doesn't have to be the biggest one, but who when you met where you were just like, this is dope and they rule?
Page Hamilton of Helmet.
Really?
Given he's the only
Oh,
rock star I've ever met, but
Oh.
he is the most influential, non-influential person.
Yeah.
I met him through School of Rock because
Really?
he was a big advocate for it, but he influenced. He's named as an influence for Silverchair and System of a Down,
Yeah.
and even Taylor Hawkins. Before he was with the Foo Fighters, he was playing with Alanis Morissette, and they played a festival with Helmet. He was talking to Page Hamilton. He's like, "I'm so jealous. You get to play rock music. I'm playing the singer-songwriter stuff," and then he joined the Foo Fighters.
Wow.
But I was on a Zoom call with him, and we were talking about music and composing, and
Sick.
he told me I was a kick-ass drummer, and I was like, he's so humble.
That's
you
so
know?
cool.
Because like he doesn't. Yeah, they're great. Yeah, but he was super humble, and he was like, nobody really talks like when they're out playing. Like nobody really. He even said that too. He's like, yeah, nobody really bothers us. Nobody really talks to us, but they play these huge shows because they were really
Yeah, they're
influential
great.
metal band, like hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sick.
Right,
Drummer
you-
was sick. I don't know who their original drummer was, but he also played drums in Mike Patton's band Tomahawk. The original drummer for Helmet, because he played weird, odd beats. Like he was just
He was a cool drummer. He also played his cymbals really high, but he has a lot of.
Yeah,
It's a very technical metal drummer.
yeah, he was sick.
Well, you met Serge. You met Randy.
Serge was very calm guy.
I'd say that's a cool
I don't
one.
know. I met Yeah, I met Serge. I just asked him a bunch of nerd fucking.
That's so
fan
cool.
questions. I was such a dork. But I think the coolest moment was when I was at like Warp Tour '98, and again we just walked backstage. Fucking, you could kind of do that back.
Crazy, dude.
There was security, but if you just looked like you
know what you're doing. Yeah.
walk backstage. So we're sitting back and we're talking to Abe Cunningham, and he was so nice and energetic. You know,
Who's that?
Abe Cunningham, drummer for Deftones.
Oh,
Wow.
So we're talking to
sick.
him, just like blah blah. I'm like, we're sick, dude. And all of a sudden, Chino just comes up,
No fucking
he's like,
way.
as if we were some people. And Chino
Yeah.
comes up drinking a little Budweiser. He's like, just kind of checking out our conversation.
Repping the
I think
Budweiser.
after a few minutes, he realized we were just fans.
Yeah.
That fucking like social anxiety kicks in really fast, and you're just like, like, I'm
Yeah.
talking to my favorite fucking band
This is
in the world.
It'd be so cool if
Crazy.
you could just keep up with like that. Yeah, bro. Good shit. Good set. Who are you?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But
That's dope.
also, one time I was outside the Showbox Market, and Black Dahlia Murder was playing, and I walked outside. The Fall of Troy kids were standing out there, so I kind of said what up to them because I went to school with those guys. But Brian from Black Dahlia Murder, he sees me and goes, "Dude, what's up, man?" Puts his arm around me. He's like, "Good to see you, man. What's going on?" I don't know Brian from
That's
Black
so
Dahlia
dope.
Murder, but he made me look so fucking cool for no reason.
That's so cool.
He just like picked me out of all these people. It's like, "What's up, man? Dude, good to see you, bro. How you been?" I was like, kind of played along.
And everybody was probably just
They're
like,
like, "Dude, how do you know fucking Brian from Black Dahlia?" It's
a long
crazy.
story.
that's funny. Mine's Trevor from Black Dahlia Murder. It was at the
Those guys
back.
are awesome.
Yeah, it was the back of the Palladium, a show it was a giant metal fest, and we were just all in the back, and he was just kind of walking by, and one of our buddies was like, "Yo, Trevor, we love you, dude," and he just walked into our circle and just fucking hung out for like 15 minutes.
Wow.
And we were the whole time like we were just all locked up, just like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Fun dudes.
And he was just so dope, like just like genuine, like, "Oh, dude, you guys been here before? This is great. What band did you come here to see?" And we're talking about his tools of the trade from Carcass, because he had tattooed on his arm, and it was like the dopest. Like, yeah, that was my favorite. Like, I couldn't believe it. I had a bummer moment with Cephalic Carnage. So they're a giant weed band, and I rolled a fat blunt, and I forgot. It's one of those like some people don't smoke blunt, like they just smoke glass. You know what I mean? They don't want to smoke
dank.
tobacco. They just smoke. So I pulled up to the lead singer, and I was just like, "Hey, man, do you want to smoke this blunt with me?" And dude, he looks right at me, and he goes, "Blunts aren't my scene, bro," and turned back to talk to the people in the circle. And I just felt like the biggest loser, bro. Like, just remembering, like, oh, yeah, he only smokes out of pipes or whatever. Luckily, the bass player, don't even remember his name. Thank you, by the way. He ran over and was like, "Y'all smoke it with you." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And we just hung out and talked. And I was just like, "You rule. Like, thank you for like bailing me out of feeling like a piece of shit." Because
Is that Nick Shins? Nick Shins?
I think so, maybe. Yeah.
Phallic's crazy.
But yeah, they're so good, dude. But like, I was so bummed because I was such a big fan. And like, that was just such an embarrassing, like, I don't know, man, I'm trying to offer you weed after a show. Like, don't make me feel. Yeah, but he was like, yeah. But when he said it, like the way he said it was like, "Blunts aren't my scene, bro," and like turned back to his group. I was just like, all right, bye. And you're just like, yeah, that dude literally probably just saw me, just like, even if he didn't want to smoke with me, like, this poor fucking loser. Just, I bought all their CDs and I have like a stack of like 7 Cephalic CDs.
And then
It's just
after
like,
that, you just dropped them all on the ground.
yeah, no, they're so fucking good, man.
Anyway. Well, rest in peace, Trevor.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
real.
Kyle met the pug from Men in Black.
Yeah.
He did.
claim, yeah.
He has his autograph, his potograph.
His potograph.
That's his potograph, dude.
Who did you meet though? For real?
The dog?
No.
Well, no, like,
No,
his
who'd you
name
meet?
was
Like,
Cornelius.
like Rob, like close us out with a big one. Who'd you meet that you was
I
like?
mean, I've been to NAMM a bunch of times.
Oh,
the
so you've met some
convention.
people.
So I meet a lot of people just doing that. Like, I met Getty, or Geezer was really cool.
That's dope. That's
Geezer's
crazy.
from St. Louis, or no, he's not from St. Louis, but he lives there.
That's
And,
cool.
Alex Webster was my favorite. He was cool, the bassist from Cannibal Corpse.
Oh yeah, dude. God, he was at NAMM, or was it?
Yeah, he was like really cool dude.
Was NAMM, is that in Anaheim? Was that in... Oh, okay.
Oh, is that why you went a bunch because you just lived down there?
Yeah,
That's
we used
so
to just like
sick.
sneak into that.
NAMM coming up. Isn't it like this weekend or next weekend?
Yeah,
Shit, dude, we gotta show up, bro. Give us a press pass. The past. Press pass.
Oh, that'd be fun.
The past podcast press pass.
Where's your press kit? Press pass? Press pass?
Press pass. What's your press pass for the past?
Pissing.
My past pissed. All right, well, hopefully
precipice.
we can use some of this. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it sounds. All right, what do we got?